Alabama Crimson Tide and former Carolina Panther, and his father, Corey Miller, the pastor of pain, a 9-year NFL veteran with the New York Giants and University of South Carolina Hall of Famer. This is the Miller's Edge.
And welcome into this Tuesday edition of the Miller's Edge, Ty 100.9, 1230 WTBC. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope you guys are having a great start to your day. Nice, sunny, hot day that is outside. If you guys had a polar dive ice bath like I do, you probably would have a great way of cooling down because that's what I've been doing every morning. I love it. Again, make sure you guys check them out, polardiveusa.com, code Miller to get 10% off anything you order from the website. I love the ice bath. Great way to start my day, especially on hot days like this. So, yeah, make sure you guys check them out. Again, that's polardiveusa.com. In terms of what we got for you guys today on this Talking Tuesday edition of the show, I'm sure you guys see the thumbnail. You guys can probably already expect, not even expect, it's in the title, right? We've got a very special guest lined up for us today that will be joining us in about 18 minutes or so. We've got a treat for you guys. Head coach Kalen DeBoer will be joining the show here at 11:30 Central Time, and really looking forward to it. Really excited to have him on here. Now, he was nice enough to join us today ahead of their scheduled appearance at SEC Media Days tomorrow. So he took some time out of his schedule, and he gave us first dibs, man. So we definitely want to, talk about how appreciative we are for that, but also we want to dive into some football talk, right? And that's what we're going to do, right? And you guys know the drill. We're not going to ask him about his favorite playlist or, what his dog's name is. No, we're going to talk football while we have him here on the show. And so make sure you guys are ready for that because we're going to dive right into it. My dad will be hopping on with me as well, and we'll have a great interview set up for you guys. First time that Coach DeBoer has been on here. Now, we've had some other coaches on here, but it'll be the first time that we've had Coach DeBoer on here. And I've talked to him about it for, a number of times now. And I just hadn't really reached out to him. And then finally I said, you know what, man, let's get him on here going into, SEC Media Day time. And it worked out schedule-wise. So, yeah, there you go. So we got head coach Kalen DeBoer joining us in about 17 minutes or so. So make sure you guys are tuned in for that. And I might as well throw this out there. If you guys have any questions that you want us to ask, if we have a couple minutes left over, you guys know I like to do. I try to let you guys get in on it too. If you got a good question, it's got to be a solid question. Make sure you guys drop it in the YouTube chat, on the Facebook stream, or you can always call in real quick. But if there's a good question, we got a few minutes left. We'll try to ask Coach DeBoer one of y'all's questions. So if you got that, go ahead and drop it down in the comment section below. But again, you know how we are. We're going to dive into football talk. We're not going to be talking about last year. No, we're going to really focus on, this team right now, his expectations, how this offseason has looked, what the offense might look like, how it could be evolving, given that there's a, new man at the trigger man position, a more experienced wide receiver room. We'll talk about the defense. Talk about all that stuff. We're going to talk about X's and O's with Coach DeBoer. So if you guys got a question, go ahead and drop that because you got – time's ticking, man. You got less than 15 minutes or so. So make sure you guys do that. Per usual, got to remind you about our presenting sponsor, the Good Feet Store, America's art sport experts. Try before you buy. Nothing to lose. If you're in any type of pain, whether it's foot pain, knee pain, back pain, you name it, you got to check them out. They'll take great care of it. Head on over to Midtown Village right now in Tuscaloosa, right off of McFarland Boulevard. You can't miss it. First-class customer service. The product is amazing. It's as simple as putting them in your shoes. I'm sure you guys have heard of little, orthotics and things like that. But these things are official, and these things are clinically proven to eliminate and alleviate all types of pain. So if you haven't already, check them out, right? Don't just take my word. Go experience it for yourself. Try before you buy. Literally nothing to lose. Walk on in there. They'll take great care of you just like they take great care of me. It's an easy process, and I'm telling you guys, if you've been dealing with any types of aches, pains, any of that stuff, it will knock it out. So make sure you do that again. Tuscaloosa's locations in Midtown Village, but you can always go anywhere around the globe pretty much and find a Good Feet store. But you can always go to their website too, goodfeet.com, type in your zip code, your area code, any of that stuff. And it'll point you in the right direction to the nearest location to you. So make sure you guys do that ASAP. Again, that is the Good Feet store. Improving the quality of people's lives 2 feet at a time. So again, real quick reminder, Kalen DeBoer will be joining us at 11:30, right? So we're winding down, almost time for that. Looking forward to that. Plus, we'll continue to talk about some SEC Media Day action that is still going on. Alabama is slated to talk tomorrow. So, again, we're fortunate to get Kalen DeBoer on before they take that trip down there. But in terms of who's up today, you had Kirby Smart talk. His quarterback, Gunnar Stockton, CJ Allen, Dalen Everett, those guys spoke for Georgia. You got Hugh Freeze in Auburn, Josh Heupel, and Steve Sarkisian all slated to speak today for SEC Media Days. But again, Kalen DeBoer and company will be there tomorrow, and they will take the podium first. But he's going to take the podium first here on the Miller's Edge in about 15 minutes. So we're really excited about that. Looking forward to it. So let's do this, Chase. Let's go ahead and hit our first timeout. We come back. We'll intro a couple more things on kind of what we look forward to talking with Kalen DeBoer about before we get him on here. But again, 11:30, we will have Alabama head coach Kalen DeBoer joining the show, the Miller's Edge, for the first time. He's diving into the X's and O's with me and my dad, who will be joining us here in a few minutes or so as well. So make sure you guys are locked and loaded, because this is going to be a very, very fun edition of the Miller's Edge right here. Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC, presented by the Good Feet Store, America's Arch Sport Experts. Quick timeout. We'll be right back.
The Tide 100.9 WTBC 1230.
Justin, what's up? Blind Squirrel Sports. Nice name, man. What's up? What's up? Who do we have in here? Let's see. Let me guess. Is the chat going to be quiet again today until I say something? Who's in here? Who we got? I need to finish making this stuff too while I got some time. Let's see. Let's see. He takes my dad too, because knowing him, he might have his times mixed up. There we go. I see you, QD. What's good? QD, you got a question for us? Or I should say Coach DeBoer. If you guys got questions, don't be scared. I don't know why you guys turn to act all shy, man. Y'all always do this, and I call you out, then you guys start talking. But if y'all do, go ahead and drop him. He'll be joining us in about 11 minutes or so. I mean, I got plenty I want to ask him, but if you guys got anything that you're just dying to know, you want us to ask him, let us know. Drop it in the chat. I got to have something, man. There's no way y'all all sitting in here and nobody's got one question. Y'all don't have one question you want to ask to? I'm not buying it. Not buying it, guys. QD, you ain't got no question either? Come on, man.
.com.
I gotta wake up.
Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Life's unpredictable and full of unknowns, but your vehicle shouldn't be. No one wants to face an unexpected repair that could derail their plans and budget. That's why we're introducing CarShield, the ultimate way to future-proof your ride. We're not just about fixing problems, we're about preventing financial surprises. You can get a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan designed to save you from out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Imagine driving with complete peace of mind, knowing that if something goes wrong, you'll pay almost nothing for covered repairs. Included in every plan is free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. This protection plan is at an all-time low, making it accessible to any driver. Don't wait for a breakdown to realize you need coverage. Invest in the future of your vehicle.
You got a question. Where's the question at? You ain't got a question, man. You just type that while you think of a question. Come on, QD. You ain't got a question. Where's the question at? There we go, T. All right, there we go. Y'all wake up in the chat, man. Come on, man. We get you a treat like this, man. Y'all want to be quiet like that? Don't be church mice.
Miller's Edge on Tide 100.9.
And welcome back into this Talking Tuesday edition of the Miller's Edge. Tide 100.9, 1230. WTBC presented by the Good Feet Store, America's Arch Sport Experts. I'm sure you guys, I'm sure you didn't hear me say this. It's not like I said it about 100 times, but just got to remind you guys, because it was kind of this kind of happened. I wouldn't say last minute, but it kind of came together a little bit later. And I didn't really have time to promote like I normally would have, to at least get the word out so you guys would be able to be aware and get get your questions stuff ready. But anyway, we will be joined by head coach Kalen DeBoer at 11:30, right? So say about 8-9 minutes or so, he'll be joining the show. And we're looking forward to really, talking some good football with them. It's not going to be one of your typical, hey, what's your favorite song to listen to before? No. We're talking ball. So, but I do want to let you guys get involved. So if you have any questions, again, I can't guarantee we'll be able to ask all of them, or hopefully we'll at least get one. But if you have a question that you would like us to ask him, drop it. Don't be afraid. I need our chat to wake up. Again, we are live on YouTube at the Miller's Edge. If you haven't checked us out there, go ahead and check us out. You can watch me do the show. Coach DeBoer will be calling in, so you won't really see him, but you can see me asking the questions. And yeah, we're also live on Facebook over on Tide 100.9. But anyway, so that's what's scheduled. So make sure you guys are locked and loaded for that. Again, 8 minutes away, Coach DeBoer will be calling in, joining the show. First time him being on the show. Now, he has listened to the show. He's told me he's heard the show before several times. He's definitely complimented it, but his first time actually joining it. So that's what's on schedule. But in terms of what else is going on, Chase, obviously SEC Media Days is still going on. Kirby Smart spoke this morning along with his guys. Now, obviously a very respected, coach and program. A lot of people really curious about what they look like. A lot of people kind of on the fence, Chase, I will say, in terms of the outlook for Georgia going into 2025. Obviously, you still see a number of people really high on Georgia. I mean, look, it's Georgia football, right? You know that they've been, at the top of college football last few years, so to speak. Obviously, winning a pair of national championships. Obviously, we spoiled them winning a third one. But nonetheless, they've been a very solid program. Kirby Smart done one hell of a job taking over that Georgia program. But in terms of this upcoming year, because that's what matters, right? We're talking about 2025. I've got question marks, just like everybody has question marks. But, to me, when I look at Georgia, I don't see the same dominant team that we were typically used to seeing, right? Or at least that we've seen over the last few years. Not saying that they're not that, but to me, going into this year, I just feel like there's a number of question marks that need to be answered before I can confidently say that we would see that, type of Georgia team that we're accustomed to seeing. That's just my take. And I'm not the only one. I think Roman Harper actually mentioned the same thing. But then you also have other people that just throw them in Texas out there as if they're, separated. But to me, going into 2025, personally, I feel like, I don't know. I've just got some question marks for Georgia. But maybe later on in the show, when we have a little bit more time after we have Coach DeBoer on here, we'll dive into a little bit more of what we heard from Kirby Smart and his players there at SEC Media Day. But again, in terms of the rest of the schedule, you got Hugh Freeze coming up in a little bit with his quarterback Jackson Arnold, Keldrick Falk, and Connor Liu. They'll be speaking, and then Josh Heupel will follow that. And then Steve Sarkisian of Texas will close things out today for SEC Media Day. So we're going to be covering all that. Obviously, stay up to date with that. But we gotta take things as they come. And that means we'll have Kalen DeBoer on the show in about 5 minutes or so. That being said, we got the pastor of pain on here. I don't know if he's got his whole setup ready, but I'm excited to have him on here because I know he's got plenty of questions. And now you guys are throwing all these questions in the chat. So what I'll do is I'll take a few minutes to read all these questions that you guys have thrown at us and see if we can try to at least get one of these. And I'm sure maybe one or two of them probably are tied into some of the questions that we will have anyway. But looking forward to it. I see everybody rolling in here now. Carson, Tia, Smitty, I see all you guys. Justin, look, if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys like the video, share it. If you guys know anybody that definitely don't want to miss this interview, make sure you share it right now, because what we're about to do is we're about to hit a timeout. And when we come back, we will be being joined by Alabama head coach Kalen DeBoer. First time here on the Miller's Edge. Definitely won't be the last. Definitely we'll plan on doing this a little bit more in the future. But The pastor of pain. He's got his glasses on. He's got his peace signs thrown up. He looks like he's ready to roll, man. Are you with us? Oh, wait. Whoa.
Show me the money.
Is that a check? Whoa, be careful.
me the
Don't,
money.
don't put too much information on the screen, brother. Whoa. Don't forget we're live streaming.
Don't matter. They can't do nothing with it. Ain't no money in this.
All right, that ministry account might be drained out, brother. Don't
all right. They got to deal with Jesus. They're going to be drained out.
Jeez, Christian.
No, I'm just saying. No, I'm saying he can't.
Chase, you heard me, Chase. I mean, they got to
can't
deal
do
with
that.
the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. You know what I'm saying?
Hallelujah.
That's true, but I'm just saying nowadays, man, technology, brother, you gotta be careful with that. Can't share too much. All right, we gotta hit a timeout. I want to make sure we get back in plenty of time. We can't have my man, Mr. DeBoer, late. So we're gonna get to this quick timeout. That way, when we come back, we'll be joined by Alabama head coach Kalen DeBoer right here on the Miller's Edge, presented by the Good Feet Store, America's Art Sport Experts, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC, live on YouTube and Facebook. We'll be right back.
At Tuscaloosa Mazda, they are expanding.
All right. When we get back, we should be joined by Coach. Now he's calling in, so it might not be perfect timing, but we wanted to make sure we're at least back, man. I don't want to leave him wait. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes we get caught up talking, man. We run a little behind. I like those shades though. Those Johnny Fly.
Yeah, this is the Gamecock Johnny Flies, baby.
I knew it.
Pastor Payne Special. Pastor Payne specials.
Wait, are those really Gamecocks?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Let me grab my coffee a bit, but I need to be wired up.
No, maybe let's get some I don't know, some chamomile tea. Let's wire you down a little bit, please, for this one. The last thing we need is you atting an ass. No, I'm just playing. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, wait, let me look at y'all's questions real quick. I'm sorry, guys, while he does that. When he was at Washington, he did not he did bat signals when he got commits. How come we're not getting bat? How come we don't get any Roll Tide GIFs when people commit? That's not a lame question. I mean, that's an interesting question. We can try to throw that in. How does he feel about the defense this year, particularly against the run? Has a pass. This is why I like our little community, man. We got ball knowers in here, man. We don't just have a bunch of bots in here just like spamming like Roll Tide or winning the national championship. Which is fine to be support. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying this is I'm saying like this.
Say Joe Osteen type beat. What's going on?
Type beat just means it's like
blend it all.
All right, Coach DeBoer is ready to roll, man. Look at him being punctual, man. Great guy, man.
He got stuff to do. I mean,
and don't miss.
No, why are you taking away from him? He said no, man. He didn't want to be late for his first appearance on the Miller's Edge. He's been waiting to do this. I told you, I've been talking to him. You heard him. He said he'd love to come on here. He wanted to come on here.
Ryan Harding Construction is woman-owned and strongest steel, a specialty manufacturing firm with expertise in structural steel fabrication.
Has the passing game been more consistent this spring and summer? Well, I can answer that, Todd. You can't, huh?
That's
you said I was going to say what we can't. There's not really a true answer to that because they haven't played the game. You know, I know what you probably think. You're just thinking in practice, but you're not. It really is not going to be able to.
This is Miller's Edge on Tide 100.9.
Same time.
And welcome back into this Talking Tuesday edition of Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC, presented by the Good Feet Store, America's Art Sport Experts, where we are now joined by Alabama head coach Kalen DeBoer. Coach, welcome in. I'm glad you're finally able to join us. How's everything going?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. I appreciate you joining us. I know, obviously, you're busy. You got SEC Media Days tomorrow, so you excited for that? Year two going down and talking some football, getting your team ready.
Yeah, when media days hits, you know that the season's right around the corner. So summer's flying by, and it's been a great summer here. You kind of wrap up recruiting as far as the official visits. It never ends, but the official visits in June, and players are still working out. Get past the 4th of July, it's right around the corner. So 2 weeks from today, we'll actually be wrapping up a practice. So that's kind of hard to imagine.
Absolutely. Well, talk to me about that, Coach. Year 2 is well underway, like you said. I mean, you've had your spring. You're pretty much finishing up the summer program now. In just a couple short weeks, you'll be kicking off training camp. Tell me how things feel for you this time around this year compared to last year, given it was your first year, transition year. Now there's a lot better understanding. Guys are probably a little bit more understanding of, what to expect, the new system, everything. So how are things feeling this time around this year compared to last year?
Well, I think continuity always makes things just a little bit easier to kind of work through. Continuity with our staff. Really, everyone on the staff is back. We made one change defensively. The addition of Ryan Grubb offensively, which I think it's exactly that. It's an addition because there's a lot of continuity with him and knowing the offense in the first place, with it really being kind of ours throughout all the years. But the continuity to players and just really losing very few players to graduation. We had a very talented team, but we were inexperienced in a lot of ways. And so 8 seniors, 3 on defense, 2 on offense, and then the 3 specialists. And so a lot of continuity there to just understand what the expectations are. And when you have the experiences together like we had, it makes it more, it hits you a little different when you go through the tough times, especially because those are the ones you're learning from. And we've had a great off season, just dissecting everything from the good to the bad and the ugly on what we had come our way and how we got to be better, especially in those critical moments to win the 1-score games. And we had 3 of those last year. So excited about the way the guys have been coachable. They're eager to learn. They're hungry for success. And it shows through action. That's really been what they've done. Very little talk, just all action. It's really been their focus. It's been consistent all summer, all off season.
Coach, this is Elder Miller here. Corey, good to talk to you again. Hope you're doing well, and really thank you that you carved out some time for us today, especially getting ready for that zoo that you're going to face tomorrow. I want to kind of add a B clause to that question because you come in last year, you're taking over for perhaps the greatest coach of all time in Nick Saban. You know what the expectations are from this fan base here in Tuscaloosa. It's kind of championship, a bust in their mind. The question I would have for you is, taking over for him, you go through last year, and as competitors, as coaches and players, we have to learn from our mistakes. That's what makes us better. So what would you say, I learned this, whatever that is, from year number 1, and these may be perhaps some things I may do differently as a coach in year number 2 to continue to march toward that championship-minded football team?
Well, I think there's a mindset you're trying to instill. I think everything always goes back to reps, right? You get better at what you do with reps. I get better at what I do with reps. And then it's reps in a setting that you understand, right? And so it's a combination of all those things coming together. And so reps together, because it doesn't matter what I know. It matters what our guys know. It doesn't matter that, our coordinators got an opponent dialed up. It matters that our players understand what those opponents do, and so it's reps together. It's situations, it's experiences that we share. It's all of that, and so maybe I don't know if I'm answering that. It's something you learn, but it's just something that is part of a process. It's just part of, and I hate to say it, but there's sometimes that growing pains that come along with it, just because. Those reps aren't dialed in. They haven't had as many banked reps to where you're completely dialed in and you fall just short. It might be as simple as a 3rd or 4th down conversion, or a missed assignment. and the more reps you have, the more locked in you are. And it's, I always, think about our defensive backfield. There's some great athletes and stuff that were back there, but it's not just about them knowing what they do, that they know their job. It's about them trusting that the guy next to them, knows his job as well, to where you got each other's back and you got the area covered with full confidence to where you can make calculated risks and be educated on not just what you're doing, but what your opponent's doing. So, a lot of different pieces to that when it goes from game 1 to game 2, year 1 to year 2. There needs to be progress. There needs to be depth to what we have in our culture and just how we operate. That just comes again through the experiences we share.
Coach, how would you describe the evolution of your offensive system going into year 2, given you'll have a new quarterback, more than likely with a skill set that's a little bit more traditional when you compare it to a guy like Jalen Milroe? Obviously, we know how special his athletic ability was, but then also you look at your receiver room. There's a lot more experience now. Ryan Williams was your key player last year, only 17 years old. He comes back this year with a year under his belt. Just looking at your offense going into year 2, and then you even mentioned, obviously, with the addition of Ryan Grubb, how do you see that offense evolving this year moving into the 2025 season?
Well, I think football, if you're doing what you should be doing, it should always be built around your personnel, both sides of the ball, all phases. And there's, in response to your question, just, when it comes to offense or offensive football, you got to be personnel driven. It starts with the quarterback. And so, I think you're always going to evolve as you go through a season. And last year, I think we evolved in some ways, but I think we were still limited. I don't mean limited because of, the players. I just think it's limited because of just the amount of work, the volume of work that you've had together. And I think, like you said, you kind of hit on your quarterback, needs the guys around him. He needs the offensive line, and the quarterback's got to bring the playmaking. He's got to make the throws. When he makes a check, he's got to have full confidence everyone's on the same page. So it takes everyone doing their part. And I am excited about the skill guys, and them, having another year of experience in our offense. And, guys like Ty and Austin in particular that now have another year of our system. And Keelan's really doing a great job this winter, spring, and now summer of getting those reps that he needs to feel comfortable. But, Ryan Williams, as you said, he came in, he wasn't an early enrollee. I mean, yeah, he was a whole year, I guess, early, but he came in last summer and, really understood, I think, what it takes to go through a full college season, how that toll on your body. Jeremy Bernard now has had an off season to work with the quarterbacks, and, he knew the offense, but again, the other guys got to know it with you, and we're able to move these guys around and I think do what we do best, and that's have a lot of versatility and diversity in what we do, because guys can do a lot of different things. Jerem can play inside, he can play outside. Ryan Williams play inside and outside. Isaiah Horton's come in nicely. Rico Scott, done a really good job. I go on and on with the receiving core. I think we're just different there. We're more diverse. We have a lot of guys that can do a lot of different things, which is going to make you hard to defend. And so, I'm excited about the offensive line and the growth that they have, the experience together. I mean, that only happens up front with just, some continuity. And Parker Brailsford, he knew the offense, but he's got to get communicated, and the calls and the trust up and down to the left tackle to right tackle. They all got to be on the same page. So a lot of growth there offensively. Starts at quarterback for sure.
Head football coach Kalen DeBoer of the Alabama Crimson Tide is our guest here on the Miller's Edge. Coach, you get Ryan Grubb back, a familiar face for you. And I know this just for a lot of years playing this game, and even at the highest level, the relationship with head coach and coordinators. Some coaches, micromanaged, and there's coaches that say, I trust my guy. That's just his team, whether it be offense and or defense. In this case with Coach Grubb. You know, he's been with you a long time, great success you guys had together, and you've been an offensive guy. Will you kind of take a step back a little bit and see and manage the overall team of Alabama and say, Coach Grubb, go do your thing, or will you still kind of be heavily involved with the offense?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, you know, like I agree with you. When you micromanage things, you know, you really, I think, take away from what real driven people want to do. And that's, you know, let them have that ownership and that investment because they know they have some say and that their work is going to mean something. But obviously this is still, you know, I'm as the head coach, you know, it's your football team. And so for me, it's always been, when you're in the head coach role, your involvement with the defense, the special teams, it all matters. You know, you win as a team, you lose by a team is what's always been said. Well, that's really how I feel. And, you know, even last year, just trying to really balance that and understand, you know, what the defensive plan need to be, the special teams plan needs to be. I had a lot of trust and reasonably so for Nick Sheridan and Jamarcus Shepard kind of carrying on what the heart and soul of our offensive system was going to be. But, you know, getting to Ryan Grubb, you know, you can't help but, you know, you guys are football guys. You know how many meetings and how much time you spend together as a coaching staff with the players, hashing out, you know, just the details, the why you do things, not just, you know, what and how, but the why as well. And, you know, we've worked through that since 2007. Ryan Grubb and I have done that. And there's a couple of years we weren't together, but even those years, you know, you're calling each other up, and he was a coordinator at Sioux Falls and I'm at Southern Illinois, you know, and we got back together, and I'm at Indiana and he's at Fresno State as the coordinator there in 2019. And you're still, you know, solving problems together and taking a look at each other's film, even in those one-off years. And so, you know, you've talked through a lot of the personnel solutions, the scheme solutions. We've talked through those things, and, you know, we've 2020, 21, 22, 23. Then, you know, just the understanding of, you know, these are situations when, you know, Coach DeBoer might go for it. And so, you know, I can play 4 downs versus 3. And you're communicating those things anyway. You know, it was last year too, but there's just another level of depth to the I don't know, just the feeling that, you know what to expect when you have a relationship like we've had for so many years.
Coach, I want to ask you about the running game. It's one area that, you know, obviously Alabama's built a foundation on that, you know, that ground and pound running game, you know, and that 4-minute offense, really just, you know, putting it on the opponent, and, you know, all the backs that have come out of here. When people think of, you know, Kalen DeBoer, Ryan Grubb in Washington, you know, those days, you know, very pass happy, putting, you know, a lot of yards through the air, but also you guys had 1,000-yard rushes, right? I mean, you guys do run the football effectively, and, you know, do it in a number of different ways, pin and pull actions. There's a lot of different things you guys do. But tell the listeners, you know, how important that running game will probably be, especially given you guys have a new quarterback taking over. And that's always one of the best things you can do with a new quarterback, right? To help relieve some of that pressure. Is that something that you guys are definitely going to make a point of emphasis, really trying to establish and get that consistent running game going into this season, knowing that you got a new quarterback taking over? Then you really have some really nice options in that backfield as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly been a focus, and it always is. And I think that's a lot of why we felt we had, you know, Jalen as the quarterback too last year. I mean, he you know, we felt like he could distribute the ball as a passer, but just, you know, it was tough at times trying to get a run game going other than the quarterback a year ago. And there's a lot of reasons for that, you know, but we certainly, you know that with the style of quarterbacks that we have in our system right now, for the most part, they are athletic. They can extend plays, and you can use them at times in the run game. But, you know, in the end, it's a different type of style than Jalen. And, you know, again, we had to felt like we had to manufacture a lot of our run game, you know, that way a year ago. And as you mentioned, you know, there's been run game. The run game is critical to our success. It helps open up the play action pass, which, those that have followed kind of what we've done, there's always a vertical passing attack, and that can be drop back, but a lot of that is also play action. And if there's no threat of a run game, then, that's not going to be, have the same impact as far as opening up windows to throw the ball, the second and third level down the field. So I always feel like being balanced doesn't mean that when you look at the stats at the end of the game or a season that's equal as far as yardage is concerned. To me, balance just means that you have the ability to take what the defense gives you. And if a team's just doing everything they can to take the passing game away, you have that ability to run the football and vice versa. And that's what we've always had and have made our team successful, our offense successful. And we certainly got to have that this year. And so with an offensive line that's got pretty much everyone back other than Booker, and another, year under our belts with a lot of our running backs, it's going to be important for us to establish a physical nature to open up the rest of our offense.
Coach, we only got a couple more for you. I only have one more, kind of a two-part. One, I covered working in the media a lot of years after football here in South Carolina and covering the Gamecocks. Going to the SEC Media Day is a little bit crazy. I know last year was your first year. One, was that kind of shell-shocking for you to walk in and see all those people? And does all those Alabama fans, are they lined up in the lobby of the Winfrey Hotel when you walk in, and do you like it? That's one question. And then number two, you're picked number 3 right now by the media. And I know it's talking season, as Coach Spurrier always said, everybody talks now, and who's this, who's that. You guys with the third highest percentage to win the SEC. But I want to talk about your competition when it comes to the Gamecocks, because I got a lot of Gamecock fans that come on and listen. What's your thoughts about playing them and coming to my hometown of Columbia, South Carolina this season?
Sure. Yeah, media days and the SEC, again, there's such a great level of excitement, passion, and, it's intense. And so it's a lot of fun. That's why you come here into the SEC, and obviously why you come to Alabama. And so excited to see the fans over there when I arrive, later tonight. But, I think when it comes to South Carolina, last year, looking at that football team, there was just people that stood out, and, on top of players that just could take over a game offensively, and Sellers being one of them at quarterback. There was also, there's some guys at defensive end, and they had really some guys at every level a year ago. And I know there's some guys that have moved on, been drafted in the NFL, especially on defense. But that pass rush, when you have some pass rush specialists and one on each side a year ago that can get home and cause some problems, that there's a lot of games that they can play when they can get home with 4, and they were able to do that. And that was a bigger win than I think probably a lot of people realized a year ago. We didn't play a perfect game by any means. It was far from that, but it was a big win nonetheless, and against a very talented team. And obviously going on the road this year in an environment that I've never been a part of, but have heard a lot about. It's going to be a great challenge for us, and we got to do everything we can before then to make that game mean what it's supposed to. And I'm really looking forward to everything before that to make that one a special moment, a special night for us. I'm assuming it'll be a night game. I think it's kind of slotted potentially in that window, and Coach Beamer's done a nice job bringing some energy and juice to the fan base. And on top of the offense and defense, you're going to get every wrinkle possible in the special teams game too. And that's a lot in the preparation just right there, and preparing for Coach Beamer taught team.
Beamer ball is what they call it. We're joined by Alabama head coach Kalen DeBoer. Coach, I got one last question for you before we let you go, and I appreciate you joining us. I know you got a busy schedule. As a player,
pleasure.
Oh yes, sir. As a player, we know each team has an identity, right? And coaches typically have an identity for their team, and yes, it carries through the years. But I feel like each year is kind of different, right? Each year, a team kind of establishes that identity. Kind of going into the offseason, you kind of come up with maybe it's a mantra, motto, whatever it may be, and you really want to carry that through the season, right? What do you want the identity for this Alabama football team going into 2025? You talked about, having a year under y'all's belt. Obviously, there's a lot more confidence, right? We can sense the buy-in might just be just a little bit higher, guys really knowing what you guys are expecting from them and understand why, right? But what do you want the identity of this Alabama football team to be in 2025?
Yeah, I mean, just the identity to be what this program's been built on. It's just toughness, resiliency, consistency at a high level, and that only comes through just putting in the work and putting in the time. And I think, again, just behind the scenes, our guys are doing the things to just be able to be great in those moments, physically building their bodies up and from a strength standpoint, the toughness, helps you when you become mentally tough when those times come, and that leads to confidence. And I love the way our guys are preparing, but I think a lot of it has to do with just a toughness about you. That's mental, that's physical toughness, so just playing the game the way it's meant to be played, that preparation leads to a confidence that, hopefully is something everyone's excited about. And, you can't wait to show up at Bryant-Denny or, you travel with us on the road, knowing a big day's ahead. I love the words attack, aggressive. That's the way I want us to always be thinking. We want to get after people and, have an intensity about us and just continue to always apply pressure. Just keep coming after you to where it's a long day for your opponent.
I love that because I lied. I have one quick question. I really wanted to ask you about this real quickly. NIL and how everything is now changing, the structure of what players, incoming players, how our current players are making money, getting paid. Just quick thoughts on that. How you guys handling that? I know you've been just killing it in recruiting, man. Y'all are just knocking the doors down with that. But how you guys with Greg Byrne and all handling that situation going forward?
Yeah, I think Greg, I think in all areas of running an athletic department, his involvement in college athletics as a whole, he's at the forefront. He's on a lot of committees. I don't care if it's football related or, basketball committees. I mean, he wants what's best for college athletics, and he, does a great job communicating with me, our entire athletic department. I think we, the last 18 months in particular probably have been as crazy as I've ever been a part of in college athletics. I think there's hopefully a little bit of stability that we can get here as we move forward with, the changes that are being made. I think, that's the hope, maybe a little bit of a feel. And for us, as coaches, we just try to continue to keep the main thing. And you have to evolve with the times. You have to adjust. But, just keeping these players as a priority and giving them one of the greatest experiences of their life here as you develop them, you help them grow, academic, athletic, socially, spiritually. I mean, all those ways. When you can keep that at the forefront, all the bullets that come your way each and every day, the things that you got to kind of figure out solutions for, because there was no handbook that was written 10 years for this stuff, right? It's constantly changing, so you're just communicating and keeping your head on a swivel. And I think our staff does a nice job. That's where us working together, and we don't recruit necessarily your position as a staff. We recruit territories. We team recruit. When guys come on official visits, our staff is certainly highlighted because the offensive staff knows the defensive guys that are here on the visit, but then our players too. They're so critical to selling the culture just through the day-to-day, the work that they're putting in, and official visits happen and players come to campus and they're just, I think, blown away by, the openness our guys have to share, what a day is like and what it feels like to be a part of this program. And so one day at a time, you're just putting your foot in front, you're putting one foot in front of the other. And, you get there if you just keep staying the course. And I think everyone in our program continues to do that. But yeah, it's certainly, one thing, not to kind of go in a little different direction on it, but one thing that has happened, I know we've had some financial literacy. I try to do something that's kind of big every single month. And then maybe an hour, you have a speaker come in and share some things and, just make, over and over, kind of not beating in these guys' heads, but just, educating them. And one thing I will say is these players have grown up faster than I could have ever imagined. I can't imagine being in their shoes and dealing with the things they're dealing. And there's a lot of really great things, but along with great things, as you guys would all know, as adults and having been in the profession and not just college, but NFL sports. And, there's problems that come along with the great things as well. It's just different problems. And these guys and the way they handle it, really for the most part, it's impressive, and I'm proud of them. And it doesn't mean they're perfect, doesn't mean I'm perfect or we're perfect, but there's a lot of maturity that's happening at a fast level right now as these guys experience these times that they're going through and the changes that are happening as well.
Yeah, I
if you ever leave a player that can tell you how not to do it, going to the NFL and wasting money on all sorts of things on the Louis and the Gucci. Well, I'm that guy, but also that guy that can tell you about the grace of God and how He turned your life around. And of course, my son Christian learned from seeing his dad do a lot of foolish stuff. And so if you ever need a good Christian, godly speaker that's a pastor now, you know how to get a hold of me. I love to do it, man.
I love it. I love it. All those messages matter.
They do.
Messages matter.
They do. And I'll brag real quick on you and your players real quick, Coach. I was at the 1st and 10, it was like a couple weeks ago. And just obviously what they do is, amazing for players, former players as well. But I learned that they offer real estate courses now. I learned that you have a handful of players that are signed up, actively taking those courses, right, while they're still balancing football and school and all that, which is really impressive. And then I was talking to HaHa, and he was like, man, I think the whole team is here. And he said it wasn't necessarily mandatory, but everybody showed up. They were in attendance and then really wanting to learn more about professions outside of football. And they're talking about money management. So just want to tip my hat to you and say, man, you're doing a phenomenal job working with those guys, you and your staff and everybody. And you got a great group of players, man. I was, chopping it up with them, talking to them, and really good group of guys, man. So keep doing what you guys are doing over there. It's really awesome to see.
Amen. Amen.
But Coach, thank you for hopping on here. Oh, go ahead.
You bet. That means a lot. You said that because again, they're not perfect. I'm not perfect, but there's a lot of good things happening that, we appreciate the 1st and 10 with what they did at that event. And you're right. Every single guy showed up and they didn't have to. I didn't make it mandatory, but wow. These guys are doing a lot of these things that they realize the moment they're in. They have an appreciation, for what they do have and what they do get. And, that's what try to help them understand. And when you have good guys like we have, they take advantage of it. So yeah, it's great. Awesome. Appreciate you saying those things.
Absolutely.
Players take on the personality of their coach. They always said the players take on that persona of their coach, and you can see that happening and involving with your program. So congratulations, and we're just praying that y'all have just a wonderful year, man, and do some great things that we can all be proud of. We appreciate you.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you so much, Coach. Absolutely. Anytime. You're welcome. Appreciate that. Good stuff, man. That was head coach Kalen DeBoer, man. And he spent a lot of time with us. Hopefully we didn't postpone him from doing so. I know he mentioned getting down there this evening. He's got to prepare to talk a whole bunch more.
I've never known him to go a day early. I just remember I got video, man, of Nick Saban and the entourage. I don't think Kalen has an entourage. He probably could care less about that. You know what I mean? But Nick had to because he was a rock star. I mean, I'd be in that Winfrey Hotel and that lobby would be packed, man. Them fans would be going crazy. Everybody got the cameras and video. And I always, Cedric I would get the little nod when they were coming so I could make sure when you were playing, I can go out there and talk to Coach Saban. He actually
Well,
took me
Coach.
upstairs.
I was gonna say, Coach moves like the president. Coach Saban be trying to move
He's
like
the man, bro. He's the man. I'm telling you.
Coach DeBoer is a lot more. Not saying Coach Saban's not humble, but I'm saying Coach DeBoer is really, reasonable. He's he doesn't mind that.
Coach
DeBoer,
like, he's
don't touch.
Coach Saban Coach DeBoer is real. Like, you can go dap him up, pound it, and like he talked to us for 15 minutes after practice. That's who he is. But to Coach Saban's credit, I got a one-on-one that nobody at the SEC Media Days got, and thanks to you been on that plan. He took me up the back elevator, bro. I mean, like, to this room. He's like, we don't want to do this in front of all these people, but everybody's gonna be asking me. And he took me up with Cedric and all that, and gave me my one-on-one, man. So that was pretty cool. Everybody thought I had all this pull, but I really didn't. But it sure looked like it.
Oh, wow. Well, there you guys have it. That was head coach Kalen DeBoer. Big thanks to him joining us before he heads down to Media Days tomorrow. Again, that was really, really nice of him to do that. He took more than we've expected. He hung out for a long time. So we really appreciate him. And obviously you guys can hear him tomorrow because he'll be talking for hours in Atlanta as SEC Media Day. All right, we got to hit this top of the hour break. Don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we want you guys to respond. We're going to talk about what we just discussed with head coach Kalen DeBoer right here on the Miller's Edge, Tide on the .9, 1230 WTBC, presented by the Good Feet Store, America's Art Sport Experts. We'll be right back.
WTBC Tuscaloosa and W265CG Tuscaloosa, a Town Square media station. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Steve DeSager.
Cal Raleigh of the Mariners won baseball's home run derby in Atlanta Monday night, beating Tampa Bay's Junior Caminero in the final 18-15. Raleigh had his dad pitching to him, and he gets $1 million for the win. The runner-up gets $500,000. Raleigh of Seattle did commit to play for Team USA in next year's World Baseball Classic, and the Tampa Bay Rays will be sold for $1.7 billion, according to The Athletic. The New York Jets gave wide receiver Garrett Wilson a 4-year extension worth $90 million guaranteed. Chargers wide receiver Mike Williams will start training camp on the PUP list, physically unable to perform. San Antonio Spurs center Victor Wembanyama is cleared to return to play after the blood clot in his shoulder last season. 2 WNBA games. Minnesota won at Chicago 91-78. Phoenix on a last-second free throw won 78-7.
All right, good stuff, man. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I apologize we didn't get to squeeze. I tried to kind of wrap some of the questions you guys had into some stuff I already had too. But Coach, he does a great job elaborating, and he actually, I mean, we had him a lot longer than I even anticipated. I feel bad. I was going to try to get to some of y'all's stuff, but I didn't want to hold him too long because he's got a busy schedule, man. I just was very appreciative. He was nice to join us ahead of SEC Media Days like that, man. Gave us the first jump on it. So if you guys haven't, man, make sure you guys drop a like. That always helps us out. And subscribe if you haven't. We'll definitely be planning on doing some more stuff. Obviously, we had Roman on last week. We'll continue to get more interviews, and we'll have a lot more former players on. But the goal is we'll try to keep getting either coach or some of these other coaches. Next, we'll try to get Kane Womack on here really soon, because we want to talk some more defense. I would have gone more defense with Coach DeBoer, but obviously we know he's an offensive guy, and there's a lot more attention right now on the offensive side of things. Ryan Grubb, new quarterback, so we wanted time probably wouldn't have allowed us to dive too deep into the defensive side of things. But what we are going to do is we'll get Kane back on here to talk defense, and then we'll really dive into some good defensive talk on that one. Thank you, Southern. Yeah, we got a good group of people in here, man. If you guys are new, we are a radio show Monday through Friday. Do this from 11 to 1. Love for you guys to join the crew, man. We have fun over here, but the biggest thing is, man, entertain and inform and educate about the X's and O's, man. That's what we're about, man. As you guys heard, I was being funny, but I'm serious. We're not going to waste time talking about hobbies and playlists. I mean, that's fine, but we try to keep it real football based, man. That way we can, educate and entertain, man, at the same time. Carson says, I think culture was the biggest takeaway from the interview. Yeah, go ahead and drop y'all's reactions, man. What did y'all what really stood out to you guys? Anything in particular? Obviously, there's a lot of really good stuff right there. But what really stood out to you guys? Culture is the biggest takeaway from the interview. I think they're doing a lot of things the right way, and that carries over, especially when you have the talent to back it up. Now, I think you're spot on, Carson. I can attest to that, man. They really do a nice job. Like the way he's established things, man. Like he really does do it the right way. Really, really down to earth dude, man. But again, don't get it confused. I mean, they get a lot of good work.
0.9.
But they're establishing a really good culture. And welcome back into this Talking Tuesday edition of the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC, presented by the Good Feet Store, America's Arch Support Experts, where we were just joined by Alabama head coach Kalen DeBoer ahead of his visit to SEC Media Days. Again, they will take the podium tomorrow, 9:05, I believe the time is. He will be accompanied by three of his players, Tim Keenan, Deontay Lawson, and last but not least, oh man, I'm drawing a blank, Caden Proctor. There you go. I knew we had to get some offense in there. They will be joining Kalen DeBoer. Again, we just spoke with him, and a lot of really good stuff, man. A lot of really good stuff we got to talk about. The culture that they're building, the offensive identity, really the overall identity, but the evolution of the offense. I know a lot of people have been curious kind of how that could look, given that you're replacing your quarterback, which, like he said, if you listen to what he was talking about, I mean, he's right. And it's funny. Every time my dad says it, man, the best coaches, they build around their personnel. And that's exactly what he said. He said, look, we're going to always evolve to our personnel. And it explains why they did a lot of the things they did last year. So that's a great answer for people that, were having those questions like, oh, why is, Jalen running the football so much? Why is this? Well, that's basically him saying in a nutshell, right? I mean, we're going to evolve to, our personnel, and their personnel last year was, their best option at quarterback was very dynamic, very athletic quarterback that had great running ability. So they were going to lean into that. That was what that looked like. Now, he also mentioned the quarterback room for this year, right? Their skill set obviously is a little bit more of a traditional type skill set. Does not mean that those guys aren't athletic. I mean, Ty Simpson is a very, he's like a sneaky athletic, right? People might not think he's very athletic, but if you actually watch him, he's quick, fast. I mean, he could operate, some zone read type action stuff, right? Austin Mack, a guy people might sleep on is because he's a big statured player. He's very athletic himself, and Keelan Russell can move, but really though, their strengths definitely are a little bit more in terms of, throwing the football. That's more of their style, which, he kind of insinuated that that's probably going to, have an effect on how things look this season. I definitely wanted to ask him about the running game because we know, and I wasn't talking about just last year. I was saying really last few years. I think we all can agree. The running game hasn't been as consistent as, many would have thought. It hasn't really been as effective as many would have thought. And that's going back really to about, 2022 maybe? And I just know anytime that you have a new quarterback, and that's why I phrased the question like that. I mean, you're always looking to do things to try to relieve a little bit of pressure off those players because it's really important. You don't want to overwhelm a guy, right? I mean, playing quarterback spot, it comes with a lot. And the last thing you want to do is put too much on his plate. But there's always a number of things that you can do to help relieve some of that pressure. And one of those things, and probably the biggest thing, is establishing that running game. So that's why, I definitely wanted to get his thoughts on that. How important will it be to establish that? Not only because we know, just like he mentioned, I mean, it's the running game, man, is so important for so many factors. I mean, even the passing game, right? If you want to have a better passing game, you got to have an effective running game. You can't be one-dimensional, and that's what he spoke on. So I thought he had some really nice comments regarding that. But like Carson said, man, his comments on the culture, I think, were really big. I really liked what he talked about there, establishing that culture. And, what's cool is, I spent a lot of time up here. So, the stuff he's talking about, I can attest to it, right? And, he's not, a lot of coaches, a lot of people, they just say what people want to hear. They just kind of give the media. No, but what he's talking about is very true. And he's not lying when he talks about them establishing that unity and the continuity that they develop. I mean, you can sense it. Anytime you're around this team or any of his teams, I guess even the last year's team, like everybody is just really, there's a lot of togetherness. And I think that contributes to why his teams have been very successful, right? It might come off a little interesting at first, because like I said, after practices, they have like a period where they go dap each other up and kind of shake hands and stuff. But hey, man, it's establishing that culture. And I think that will go a long ways. And I think we will see that translate this upcoming season in 2025, which I'm excited about. I'm really excited about. He went to great lengths to talk about a number of positions too. He talked about the receiver room. It felt like the list kept going on and on. So you got to be excited about that. I mean, he obviously feels very confident in his weapons. And he even agreed that, the outlook of the receiver room this year compared to last year is evident that it's an improvement, right? Which I'm excited to see how that translate, coupled with everything else. He also felt that the offensive line should be more improved, given that there's more continuity, guys having a better understanding. That really was overall message, right? Something that we have been saying in the past couple of days that, one would feel that going into year 2, there should be the bar should already be, just even if it's just a little bit, but it already should be higher, given that players now understand what's expected of them. Players now understand their roles a little bit better. Players now have better, even if it's something as simple as the communication between player and coach. You know what I mean? Like that relationship is really important. And I don't care how cool a coach seems, whatever. It takes time to really establish that. You know what I mean? And sometimes a year isn't enough, especially when there's so many things going on. And I think that's why if you're looking at this Alabama team, you have to be, optimistic or at least excited at the potential for what could be this upcoming year, given that they've had a year to now establish so many different things and really kind of, just get things established how they want it to be. And I think we'll definitely see a lot from that. Southern says DeBoer is so consistent in demeanor and with his message. Very evenly killed 24/7, never too high or too low. It's got to be great for players to learn and witness while growing in position. Yeah, no, he's very authentic. I mean, and I can tell you because I've spoken to him a number of times, a lot of times off the record, just casual conversation. Then obviously have him on here, no different, right? And that's why I respect him. It's not like he's putting up a media charade. No, I mean, how he talked on the show is how he talks when I talk to him. No different, man. So there you have it. All right, I know we got some people lined up on the phone lines. Yeah, no, he really is, man.
I had to eat my lunch, take my meds, but Kalen is a great dude. That's why I don't want people to get it twisted. Like when we talk football and when I'm talking ball, I'm talking ball. But when it comes to character, when it comes to leadership of young men, what college coaches are and should be, he gets an A+ in my book. And I can see why young men would want to play for him, right? And we talk ball and results and things and Alabama's ceiling and what people expect. I mean, those are different conversations, right? It's just what it is. I mean, that you have to be able to separate them, the person, right? Because the person Kalen DeBoer is, to me, is salt of the earth type of dude. And he always, whoever said that in the comments, he's the same guy. He's not too high. He's not too low. He's going to be right here. He's going to be extremely positive. That's who he is, right? Where Nick Saban was, he going to give you some words, call you everything but a child of God, perhaps sometimes. But he did it from a different perspective. And the way things are today, you can't hardly coach the way Nick Saban used to coach. I don't think a lot of people understand that, right? You can't go cussing guys out and getting on them. You have to be extremely careful, or you have to understand this. And I think what all coaches should be able to do this. I need to be able to learn who my guys are, and I need to be able to know which buttons I can push and which guys I know I need to coach and how I need to coach, right? And that's a huge, huge thing. And I think that's what he understands. And that's what I think will draw the best out of the players. Now, from on the field, I mean, my comments are based on ball. I still think they got to get better up front. That front seven's got to get better. They got to rush the passer. They got to be more impactful there. They got to be able to run the football, to set up third and shorts, play action passes. They got to be more physical on the offensive line. They got to be able to get into fourth quarter and play for them in offense. They have to do those things because this is a tough league, and every game is tough. That's why, like he said, South Carolina, that win was extremely huge and extremely good. Right now, at the end of the year, South Carolina was a very talented and good football team. I mean, they got their first 4 defensive tackles got their own rosters, NFL rosters. Their linebackers on NFL rosters. Now they got the secondary like Alabama coming back, but they had dudes, man. And so, and you had a trigger man that can make plays and can win games, right? So that was a great win by Alabama. So I think it was just good stuff. I mean, you know, I didn't want to get into the weeds with all some of the stuff people want to ask and things he's going to get so tired of tomorrow, like dumb questions from media that gets credentials that shouldn't have credentials. I mean, because you open a podcast, you got a credential all of a sudden and sit on the front row asking stupid questions. Because I covered the SEC media for years. It drives me bonkers, all the idiocy that these coaches got to put up with, some of these questions. So I was glad that he came on today. We can talk ball and not get into some of the, you know, if and but and candy nuts and all that stuff. We talked ball and just talked about personality and talked about what he see from, you know, what changes what you make going from year 1 to year 2. I mean, those are things I wanted to hear because I know from a player and coach standpoint what they're expecting and what they're doing. But it's great for the fans to hear him say it. You know, what this team he's hoping is going to look like into 2025. Which, by the way, you know, when I give my predictions at the end of the media week this week. I mean, I'm not going to hold it back. I'm going to tell you, I got Alabama and Texas up there 1 and 2. I do. I think Alabama. I kind of agree with Roman. I do. You know, I've been.
Hold on. Am I dreaming?
I can't agree. No,
am I dreaming?
I got Alabama right there.
Let me pinch myself. What, Chase? He just say he has us up
right
there.
Chase, I got
him
right there. Yeah.
I'm being dramatic. I make it seem like
I got him right there for one reason. I asked a question about Ryan Grubb because I wasn't going to be. I know how to do media. I know you think sometimes I get crazy. Well, man, you've been on here, but I do be, you know, laughing and cutting up sometimes. But I know how to ask a question, and really, I know the confidence that he has in Ryan Grubb. Mm-hmm. I know probably the lack of confidence that he had in Coach Sheridan. No, I'm just saying. I don't need to ask him that way, right? Because I know he's got a proven dude over here. He's got a dude that he trusts, and I know what that is for a head coach to trust his coordinator. That's why I say he don't have to micromanage. He trusts him. I don't know if that was the case last year. Not to say Nick Sheridan's a bad dude, but I think he was a little bit over his head from a coordinator position. If that wasn't the case, he wouldn't have brought this guy back. I'm just saying. Ain't that me trying to be bad?
Yeah, no. I mean, I think that's fair. I mean, you're comparing literally a guy in Grubb who he's worked with extensively, a guy that was highly sought after by Kirby, Nick, to a guy that
he went to the league.
Again, and Nick Sheridan, who's a good football coach, but in terms of being the offensive coordinator for the University of Alabama, that might have been right. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with saying that. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I mean, who wouldn't feel more?
Been the coordinator like Alabama State. Alabama State or A&M, but he wasn't ready for the Crimson Tide. I mean, that's
listen, look at this now, though. I mean, you bring Ryan Grubb back, and I'll be honest. In terms of coaching staff, specifically looking at the offense side of the football, I mean, one could argue. I mean, that's one hell of a staff. I mean, Grubb being back, Jamarcus Shepard, who obviously does a great job as a receivers coach. From what I've heard, and I know, the jury's still out kind of on the offensive line coach, just because, he's only been here a year, but I thought they played, not even just I think they definitely were better than they were the year prior. They were not perfect by any means. I think they're getting better, and it sounded like he was pretty confident in that. Now, I do also know that if we're calling a spade, I wouldn't necessarily say they're the weak link, but I think the offensive line definitely is probably the biggest question mark. So we'll definitely find out more of this upcoming year. But I'm telling you, man, I know, and maybe this guy will grow on you just like you definitely a lot higher now on us going into the year. But I'm telling you, Brailsford, man, and he's the glue, he's the center. That dude will be a top draft pick, man. He's a really good football player. And I think if Proctor plays up to his potential, I mean, the guard spots, honestly, replacing Booker is arguably, the biggest thing, right, in terms of the offense right now outside of quarterback. But if you think about it, Roberts on right guard, he saw it. Just needs to be healthy, be a little more consistent in his pass pro. But then the Vandermark guy, I mean, on paper, it's not the sexiest name, but if you go back and watch the tape, he's consistent, and he's going to be competing with Dewberry, who's played a number of snaps in the SEC. Really, just right tackle, man. We just need Formby or whoever ends up taking that spot to be an anchor over there on the right side. And I'm telling you, man, this Alabama offense, man, might be one of the most explosive offense in the country. Now, I don't want to get ahead of myself, start chapsticking, but I think if they establish their running game, I already know that the passing game they're going to have some chances to be very explosive. If they can if they can establish their running game and have an effective running game to go along with that, this Alabama offense, man, is one to watch. It's one to watch. Now we need, like you mentioned, the pass rush. We got to get that better. But this team, man, I think they definitely are going to be one to keep an eye out for sure. We got to hit a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll keep this going. Definitely want to keep getting y'all's comments and responses. Again, big thanks to Kalen DeBoer joining us. If you guys missed it, just rewind a little bit. He joined us at 11:30, so it'll probably be within, I don't know, like the first 20-some minutes of the stream starting. But you can always go back to as well, because this will be saved on our YouTube channel. Or you can always listen on any podcasting platform, Apple, Spotify, all that good stuff as well. But if you think we're getting done, if you think we're just done, don't get it twisted, man. We're going to keep rolling with the heat. We're going to keep having interviews lined up. And again, if you guys want the most in-depth football conversations, interviews, talk, X's and O's, this is your source, right? I can vouch for that. All our listeners will vouch for that. This is the Miller's Edge, presented by the Good Feet Store. Quick timeout. We'll be right back. All right, good deal. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us. If you guys haven't, man, hit that subscribe button, like the video. Plan is next, we're going to get Kane on here. We got to talk some defense, man. I'm itching to talk some defense, man. Itching to do it. So we'll definitely try to set that out as soon as possible. What else we got in the chat here? Or who's on the? Let's see. Chase is we got Bossman on here, man. Bossman hadn't called in a minute. I wonder what he's got to say. We'll hear what he's got to say. Waiting on that Saban interview. Oh. You got me thinking, Ricky. Should we get Saban on here? Should we try to get Saban on here sometime soon? I mean, we can definitely get him on here. I mean, in terms of how soon, I don't know. I honestly might be able to do it sooner than later before everything starts really getting ramped up. Dang, now you got me thinking, man. Let me send some texts, man. Let me send some text. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll try to plan on that pretty soon. That is long overdue. We hadn't had him on here. Coach Shepard on here. We can make that happen. Coach Shepard. I definitely want to get Kane on here soon, though. I'm itching to talk some defense, man. I mean, we could probably call Roach right now and get him on here, but we'll save it. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know why some of these former players act like they don't have Saban's number. I ain't gonna lie to you. I wouldn't say a lot of people just have his number like that, though, low key. But I mean, but there's definitely ways to get a hold of him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be honest. You know what's funny? Coach calls from like a block number. He doesn't even use his like public number. If he calls people most of the time, it comes up blocked. I don't know if you guys knew that. But that's what's funny. So like if you get a call from, because obviously back in the day, people used to star 6-7 doing prank phone calls. So you would get a block number and you wouldn't answer, right? No one really does that anymore like that. So if you get a blocked number, at least I know if I get a blocked number, I know who it is. Because I don't know anybody else that does that. Man, like you thought I was joking when I said earlier, Coach moves like the president, man. Like that's legit. And welcome back into this Talking Tuesday edition of Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC, presented by the Good Feet Store, America's Arch Support Experts. All right, we heard from Kalen DeBoer again. They will be taking the podium, him alongside Tim Keenan, Caden Proctor, and Deontay Lawson tomorrow at SEC Media Day. So you heard him here first on the Miller's Edge, but you can hear plenty more tomorrow. Like my dad just said, he's wild, man. You'll hear him answering a lot of silly questions. When he's at the podium, probably. But no, we're just being funny. Kind of. It's like one of those half truths. Anyway, in terms of what else has been going on today, Kirby Smart, Steve Sarkisian will close things out. Who else do you have today? Hugh Freeze, Josh Heupel. So pretty loaded day today, the SEC Media Days as well. So if we have some time left over, maybe we'll dive into a couple of things. Maybe that Kirby said. I know he spoke on Kalen DeBoer, Alabama, a little bit. And obviously, a lot of people are probably curious to see what Hugh Freeze has to say. He's been very vocal in the media about, I don't know, I guess casting stones in his little glass house over there. Probably should be careful with that. But that being said, let's go to the phone lines, 205-342-9904. We got somebody that we haven't heard from in quite some time, man, who normally has some heat for us. Bama Boss Man, welcome in. Long time.
Hey, man. How's it going?
It's going well, brother. I thought you forgot about us or something, man. It's been a minute. You all right?
No, I was playing hard to get. I was on a contract dispute with you guys, waiting on my contract to come through. I guess I had to give up because, yeah, you still hadn't got. I'm still waiting for my email confirmation about my job hiring from you guys. But I figure until I do that, I go ahead and talk to you guys.
That's fine. That'll work. Well, we'll judge how you do today, and we'll see if we still got an offer for you. We'll see what you got for us today before we make a final decision on that offer, boss man.
Man, I had to come out today. It's this cat on there called the Pastor of Pain said something about he got Alabama in the top 2 in the SEC.
You heard him right, brother.
I know I'm hearing things. This can't be real.
Listen, I was kind of shocked too. I'm not gonna lie, because even I think look, we had Roman Harper on last week on Friday, I believe it was, and Roman said, look, he said that he thinks Alabama will be in the SEC championship game. And when my dad was talking to him, they obviously were addressing, things that they felt needed to, happen for that to be the case. But I guess my dad took the weekend to really marinate on what Roman was saying, what I was saying. Maybe he went back and watched a little bit of tape. But yeah, I guess we just heard him right. So now he's got us top 2. Who did he said with Texas? Is that who the other team was?
Yeah, he said Bama in Texas. Yeah, Bama in Texas.
What do you think about that? I mean, obviously you like Bama there, but I mean, in terms of that other spot, you like Texas, you like Georgia, another SEC team. Who you like?
I'm not a Georgia fan, so yeah, I do like Texas, man. I told y'all all last year I don't believe the Georgia hype, and I guess I did. What I did say did come true on that about they did end up losing 3 games, so and they did not look unbeatable.
No, and I don't think that's going to be much different this year, if I'm being honest with you. Just personally, there's a lot of question marks for me when I look at Georgia, and I think where we're at in college football with the parity that we have across the board, man, I feel like they're just kind of right in that same realm as a lot of the other top teams in the conference. You know what I mean? I don't see that same dominant Georgia team that was, above the rest of the bunch. My dad's still on here, by the way. So as soon as he finishes up this phone call, he's going to hop on with you. I know he wants to talk to you. I think he's taking care of something real quick.
Yeah, that's cool. But yeah, I'm not sold on Georgia quarterback, the number 1 stunner, and in their running game, it's just not there, and in that secondary still suspect. So. Yeah. That's my opinion on Georgia. Like I said, I got a friend, like I tell you all the time. I didn't even know he watched college football till they won the national championship, and I've been knowing him for 40 years.
Yeah, I had something like that when when Clemson beat us the national championship game. I kid you not. I'm from Columbia, the state of South Carolina, but I can't tell you how many people I learned were Clemson fans after they beat us, and I've never even seen them even associate themselves with Clemson until that. So I definitely feel you on that. Tell me though, since we haven't talked since last, I don't think we've talked to you after last season, man. So tell me, in your mind, boss man, how did everything go? You and my dad used to go back and forth about y'all's thoughts on how the season was. How do you feel like it went for Alabama in year one under Kalen DeBoer? And obviously, I know you're looking forward to this year, but how do you see it improving going into year two?
Well, as far as the record goes, he was more accurate than I was, and I got to give him that credit for that. But also, there was a point here or a point there where it could have been different. So, I must admit, I was a Miro fan at the beginning, and it got less and less as it went on. And by the end of the year, I'm not gonna lie, I was off the train, the hype train.
Come on, boss, man. He
held the ball and held the ball and held the ball. He would never throw it, and he could throw the ball 100 miles, but he couldn't throw it 5 yards in front of him.
What about his help, man? I mean, he had a 17-year-old leading the charge at receiver, offensive line, a little inconsistent there. Again, I'm not disagreeing with you. I mean, he held the ball too long, didn't always make the best decisions. I mean, trust me, I think both things can be true, but at least I try to take into consideration that stuff. I wouldn't say I jumped off the train, but I definitely said, well, unfortunately, man, I was hoping we would have built off of the year prior, man, because how he looked at the end of the year prior, we went to the SEC championship game. I was thinking bringing in DeBoer would have been, great. But I think I'll say this. I know it's hypothetical, but if Ryan Grubb was here last year, I think things would have been a little bit different with Milroe at quarterback. That's what I believe.
Yeah. Hey, it could. I think it probably would have been, but on the read option, he'd hold the ball and just take off with it. He'd never give it to the running back. It was never a read option. It was just take the ball and run with it. That's all he did. But that.
Well, some of those were designed though. But some of those were by design. I mean, some of those were, quarterback call run plays. You know what I mean? They just kind of had that in there to help kind of free some defenders. So I get what you're saying though. But yeah, a lot of those were designed like that. But go ahead.
But as for this year and stuff, I'm with the pastor. I hate to say this, man. This hurts. But I agree with the pastor Payne. Good God Almighty. This is talking about an alternative universe. This is crazy. But
listen, I'm feeling the same way because he didn't tell me nothing like that. Like, well, he just said that just on the spot. That's why I had to pinch myself to give myself a little slap. I'm like, hold on, he just said he had as a top 2 team. And again, like not like I'm surprised that we would be there. That's where I have us at. But with him thinking that, I'm like, man, we know as tough as he is. But I will say this: he's got a common trend going though. Anytime he talks with Coach DeBoer, he walks away. Coach DeBoer has some charismatic quality, man, that something just gets to my dad because it erases all those questions and all that criticism he might have in his heart, and all of a sudden he believes, man. So I gotta give Coach DeBoer credit, man. He definitely knows how to damn influence somebody, man, because he definitely be working his magic on my dad.
And he got it wrapped around his finger. I couldn't believe that. I'm like, I'm sitting here watching it because I'm watching it on YouTube, and I'm like, well, sooner or later he's going to jump on him about the coaches, and he's going to tell him that he's too soft, and he's going to question something about the offensive coordinator and all. And I'm like, and then all of a sudden he comes out and he said, I got him in my top. I'm like, what the? I can't believe this.
Trust me, I was just as shocked too. Yeah, I don't know. I'm curious though. As soon as here he goes. All right, he's putting his headphones on. Here, perfect timing. Because I know you had to take care of some business for a second. Oh, he just took him back off. But never mind. He's back on the phone. Yeah, I'll give him a second to respond though, because I really do want to hear a little bit more of his explanation of where he came up with that though. All right, here we go. He's getting the headphones. And 3, 2, there he is. All right, man. We got. Listen.
Let me get my glasses back on.
Put your glasses on because we got Boss Man on the line. Your favorite. Y'all used to go back and
Who?
forth. It was like
Who?
it was like Tyson in Holyfield last season. You and Bama Boss
Who do I
Man
have on
going
the
back
line?
and forth.
Who is on the line?
You know who's on the line. Bama Boss Man. Y'all your arch nemesis from last
Double
season.
bizzle, but
Yes,
shizzle,
sir.
my
There it is.
nizzle. But I mean, that's what
Whoa,
you
don't
do.
say that.
That's what you do, Bama Boss Man. You know, you go up to Kalen DeBoer comes on, you find out, then we hear from you. Like you go hiding off in
that
the
is
weird
true. That's a
woods
good point. That's a good
where
point.
you been at, man? Come on, talk to your boy. Don't be where you been.
Life's been life, and man, so I had to take care of some things, and I've been watching and stuff. I see you got your hater glasses on, but I gotta admit, I was impressed with you today. You said some things that were positive, and I don't know. I even agree with you, man. And this is driving me crazy because I can't think of nothing bad to say.
Well, listen. You know, man, I've been the last 6 months, man. I've been doing a lot of in the closet praying. I put my chair in the closet and just seeking the Lord in the closet, that prayer closet. Listen, man, I hope you understand that I'm a real dude. When I feel it, I just say what I say and I feel it. I mean, I'm not. Listen, Alabama, you still got a lot to work on. But let's just be real about it. But one of the reasons I said I like them right now, along with Texas. And I feel like Georgia is going to be in that 3 or 4 spot because I think that they haven't recruited the way they've been recruiting. They've lost a lot of players in the portal, yet they got that receiver. They got some pieces too now, and they get a lot of their tougher games at home this season. But listen, Alabama has a situation with a lot of good players that they brought in. I mean, the plug-and-play type dudes in the portal. I do like a lot of things about Ty Simpson. I said that inexperience is a problem for me, and it is because he hadn't played a lot of meaningful snaps, and that's the right way of thinking. But his skill set is pretty daggone good, and he's a better. I heard Christian even say this. He's a better athlete, and Coach said this than most people think. And when we saw him running the football, extending plays, buying time. He could do those things. I like the offensive line. I think they got some experience there. They should be better. I like the receivers. I like the secondary. I just feel like if they can get better defensively, right, and if they can get and have more 3 and outs and get people off the field, get off the field on 3rd downs, and get to the quarterback, I think this team can be a really good football team. And I like Grubb. I think Grubb is a college coordinator. He wasn't suited for the pros. But I think he is a really, really good college offensive coordinator. I said last year, Sheridan, in my opinion, was a problem. I think he hurt Alabama, right? But now they got Grubb. Oh, stock up, baby. Stock goes up for Alabama, in my opinion, with him. And so, yeah, I got him top 2. I think we're going to see it again. Texas, Alabama, in Atlanta. It's going to be fun. Steve Sarkisian playing his old team, the Crimson Tide. And I think year number 2, also, let me say this, Bama Boss Man, for a coach, year number 2, sometimes when they change programs, is that year where you see the biggest stride because he figured things out. That's why I asked him about what did you learn in year number 1 and what would be some things that you would change going forward in year number 2. And I think that is a big difference. I think you're going to see him coach a lot different. I think you're going to see him not allow certain things that he allowed, want people to like you and make sure the locker room likes you and you let guys kind of be late and then accountability is not there. I think all that's going to change, right? And that's why I believe in him, and they're going to take on his personality and they're going to win some games, man. So except South Carolina. So I don't care if they go 11-1. 11-1 is going to be a great year.
But man, I don't know what to say. I'm with you.
Just take it, because Boston, I don't know how often we'll get that. I don't know if we'll get it again. Let's just embrace it and appreciate
Bama
it.
Boss Man, just don't let them go out there and lose to Florida State, because y'all will not know what to do with me. Y'all will if Danny Cannell and Florida. Listen, brother, just I'm gonna tell Kalen, please, I beg of you, in the name of the Lord Jesus the Christ, don't lose to Florida State, please.
Man, I tell you, I'm not really worried about Florida State. But we'll see. Though. I'm really impressed with the team. I like what you said. I like what Christian said. I like what the boy said. You know, and so, like I said, I'm looking for a good year this year. I'm back on my same little bandwagon, 10-2, 11-1, somewhere in that area. You know, so long as we beat Georgia, I'm good.
I ain't telling you my record yet.
You got us number 2.
All right, yeah.
You got us number 1 or 2, so we can't be that bad if we 1 or 2.
Ain't gonna be that bad. It won't be that bad because I got them losing to South Carolina.
I give you that. I understand that. That's your home team. That's your team. I give you that too. But I'm not too much worried about that game. There's a couple other games I am kind of worried about. But South Carolina will have a good team. They will have a top 10, 12 team in the nation. And if we do lose a game, it may be South Carolina. That's the only one that I got a lot of. I'm not sure about. That atmosphere right there is going to probably be a night game.
I don't like men you being nice to each other like this. I don't. I mean, it's something. It don't feel right, Bama boss, man. Like you be calling me out, and I'm calling you chaps.
Didn't Jesus say, "Love thy neighbor"? You're supposed to love thy neighbor.
I love him. I speak truth and love.
I told Christian this is an alternative universe with me and you getting along. This is crazy, man.
It's this heat. That's what it is, boss man. All this damn heat. All this heat is getting to that bald head. Is what's happening.
Oh God! I just ate my nice little factory meal. You ever got those little meals? Any one of you guys? You order. You can just make your menu and you order it, and they drop it off at your front porch, and all you got to do is throw it in the microwave for like 3 minutes. It's
like
a place called Factor. It's so good.
Oh,
yes.
Right.
Whatever it is, you need to eat that every day, man, because it got you feeling. It got you guys eating, man.
Yeah, they put something in his little factor meal. That's what it is. Cause trust me, I don't even know what I'm hearing from.
No, y'all. I mean, y'all heard me even last year. Didn't I give Kalen DeBoer a bump in my? I
know. But while you were on the phone, what I said was, if anything, we need to give Kalen DeBoer credit because he's a smooth talker, smooth operator, because he's got some type of charismatic quality. Because anytime you talk to him, the same thing happened when we went up to practice. You spoke to them. You came on the show the next day. Said, "You know what, guys? I'm gonna go from 8-4 to 9-3. It's just something about this man. He's a good man." And he comes on the show, and then you go, "You know what, guys?
I was right about the 9 wins.
I give you that, but I'm just saying, he's a smooth talker, man.
Hey, no. What
now you see why recruiting is going so well. You wonder why? I'm being funny. I'm
some
being
coaches
funny.
like
I
was like, they're smooth talkers, right? They quick talkers, right?
Funny.
Bama boss, you know what I'm talking about. We came from the hood. We old school thugs. You know what I mean? We know somebody when they're trying to pull one, right? You know what that looks like. I mean, Kalen DeBoer is genuine. And even when he talked about, the real estate class, and he mentioned spiritually, that was important. Like, there's certain things for me in my age today, being that I work and mentor young guys, this is what I do. And I understand the importance of them being spiritually, being encouraging. Like that stuff, I'm going to back him, even though I'm going to be real about as far as, team and everything, but I like him and I like his leadership ability. And he is a great coach on top of that. So I can't sit here and say that. I mean, listen, he had issues last year and the defense front was an issue. The lack of running game, those were issues. Not being able to protect Jalen Milroe, that was an issue, and that they have to fix. And he talked about that, fixing those things that need to be fixed. And I look at what they have coming back, what they got in the cupboard, what they brought in. I think it's going to be pretty good. And also Georgia's not going to be the same. Georgia's taking a step back. Texas is a good. They lost players, but again, do we know how good Arch Manning is really going to be? I know he has the last name, but we don't really know. So, I would put money more on Ty Simpson right now than Arch Manning. I mean, I'm just being honest with you. So that's just where I'm at. That's just where I'm at right now.
Brother, what the hell did you eat today?
Gunnar Stockton at Georgia. Think about this. Gunnar Stockton, he's a good little quarterback. But Gunnar Stockton ain't not going to beat nobody. Okay, he was committed to South Carolina. I know someone said that's why you hate him. I don't hate him. But I'm just telling you, he is not no trigger man. If I'm a defensive player, he ain't scaring me. Definitely not scaring me with his arm. So when I look at the top tier teams, and the team that I will circle now, that you better watch out, is LSU.
Mm-hmm.
And Garrett Nussmeier and that team got some players. And I know they lost a lot of the offensive line, but watch LSU now. If they get past Clemson in week 1, watch LSU jumping up there. So I'm just being honest with you, man.
I agree with everything you're saying, man. I don't know. I agree. I agree about LSU. And I'll tell you this too. Y'all got a player in y'all recruiting class from Alabama, last name Britt. He's a defensive end. He's going to be a hell of a player. I know you probably already know about him, but watch this cat. Mm-hmm. He's going to be good. I know him personally.
Along with Dylan Stewart.
I mean, who is it?
The name is Britt. Last name is Britt. B-R-I-T-T.
And you said what recruiting class? Here or LSU?
LSU. He's cool.
Oh, okay.
I mean South Carolina.
Oh, South Carolina.
He's from he goes to Oxford High School.
We got another.
He's real good. Yeah. So, but hey, I like those. It must be those sunglasses you're wearing that they changes you completely, and I like it. I need you to wear these every day from now on. But you never put them glasses on, because man, you seen things you ain't never seen before in your life.
Maybe I truly have my garnet glasses on today, Bama Boss man. I got
crimson. You mean crimson?
Maybe I did. Hey,
crimson.
No, these are garnet, but these are.
Oh, you're talking about those are legit garnet. Oh, Gamecock garnet glass. Okay. Yeah. Well, maybe I don't know.
If you need Bama Boss man, if you need some, go to hookerbrother.com, my website. Hookerbrother. That's BROTHA.com.
There you go.
I don't know about all that, but we were doing good till you went there. But anyway,
Boss man, good to hear from you, man. Don't be a stranger no more, man. Stop being scared to call in.
Hey, I'm back. I'm back now. I'm not going to be mad at you about our contract dispute. I know we're going to work it out. I'm back. On daily basis. You can count on me. If POP is on here, Boss man is on here.
There you go. You
I'm
passed
on here, bro. I'm getting ready, but it's SEC Media Week. I'm ready just like the players, bro. We kind of in that training camp mode. It's going to be a heck of a year. I wanted to say another word, but I'm a
it's okay. Let me say those words for you, Boss man. We appreciate you, brother.
All right, man. Y'all boys be good, man.
Yes, sir.
Love
always,
you, bro.
Brother.
Be well. I'm glad you're okay, man. Good to hear from you.
Always. All right, let's hit a quick timeout. We come back, man. We go back to the phone lines and keep on rolling right here on this Talking Tuesday. This is the middle of the 100.9.
I can't even keep up. These comments.
I'm telling you, we got a bunch of folks in here. Welcome in if you guys are just joining in, man. Welcome in. All right, quick timeout. We'll be right back. I know, QD. I know I'm still trying to wrap my head around all the positivity coming from them. Look, I mean, I appreciate it because I've been trying to tell them this stuff. I've been trying to put them on game. I'm like, look, man, team is they're looking right this year. I think he's finally coming around. Dang, but y'all really.
No, I'm not no chapsticker. Let me go.
No, I know. I didn't say you chapsticking. I just was telling you that I've been trying to give you a heads up.
I'm just honest. That's all.
No, that's fine. I'm just telling you. I've been trying to tell you guys, like, this team there'll be a good football team this year we got. But what's up with y'all sleeping on LSU, though? Arthur says LSU has quarterback issues, but how? Bama Standard, what's up, guys? Need to get y'all back on the show. Yeah, let us know, man. Yeah, we need to start doing some more collab stuff. We're back active on the YouTube, man. We've been so locked in on radio. Now we're back on our YouTube grind, and I enjoy it, man. It's fun. I love having all you guys in the chat, man. But again, for anybody new, which I'm sure we have a bunch of new people here, Monday through Friday, 11 to 1 Central Time is when we're live. Again, we are live on the radio, but doing the show here simultaneously, and a lot of big stuff planned for this season, man. We're really excited about it. So make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't. That way you stay up to date. We're not going to blow you up with anything. All you just get the notification when we go live. But again, Monday through Friday, 11 to 1. And during the year, we'll probably get back to doing some I do a post-game show with the Crimson Tide Sports Network. You guys can listen to that on the network. Me and Gray Robertson. Matter of fact, we just got the confirmation that everything's back rolling again this year. So looking forward to that. But we'll probably hop on here a little bit too for fun. Definitely, we can even go back to doing what we used to do, like a midweek show, kind of break down and preview Alabama's opponent. I know you guys used to really enjoy that. So,
somebody said just bought your old 2020 GMC Sierra AT4 from Fairway Auto that you traded.
You know what's crazy, man? First of all, I appreciate you saying that because people
got your knee brace.
I'm gonna open up a dealership because I got the best cars, and I hope you enjoy that truck. I know that you're talking about a black truck. It had the chrome wheels on it. It was lifted and everything. Yes, sir. AT4. You're right. I got the best vehicles, man. Always. Everybody always say, "Hey, man, I bought one of your cars." Somebody bought a Hellcat and reached out to me.
That means you got a problem.
No, it means that I know what I'm doing. Hold on, we're coming back. And welcome back into this Talking Tuesday edition of Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. This has been a fun one, man. Talking Tuesday all the way. We've been talking a whole bunch. We talked with Kalen DeBoer. Big thanks to him taking time out of his day to join us ahead of heading down to Atlanta for SEC Media Day. So he gave us a jump, man.
I put my trip off for this, and I'm going to Pennsylvania in the morning. I got to be at the airport at 7. Hey, real quick, Roll Tide Roll Mimi. What's up? Shout out to her. I remember her from the lives we used to do. She thinks she really enjoyed it. I wanted to go through some of those things. And Blind Squirrel Sports, he says South Carolina is lucky UGA is not on our schedule. No, they're lucky. And they don't even have Will Muschamp no more. Did you hear about that? Will Muschamp's not there.
Where did he go?
Don't know.
Did he
Maybe he went down there. Coach's son.
or?
I think his son's down there. And how do you get up and down this? How do you stroll?
I just scroll with the mouse, brother. I mean, I think it should be the same for you. I don't know what you're using, but let
Mike
me go
said
to
he's gonna have the pastor singing "Yay Alabama" song. I don't even know the Gamecock fight song. You know I'm not gonna sing Alabama's fight. No.
Man, let's go to the phone lines. I know Tommy's been lined up for a minute. 205-342-9904. Tom, you still with us?
I don't know. I thought I was calling the Christine Corey Miller show. This sounds like a love fest. Everybody agree with everybody. Oh, no, you're right, my friend. No, I was wrong, my friend. I mean, did y'all get a hold of some magic brownies or something? I know Corey made the barbecue sauce again. He's OD on barbecue sauce.
I had some beef stroganoff. I had some healthy gravy with beef stroganoff, Tommy. I didn't have no barbecue sauce.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll take your word for it.
It's not a love fest. See, y'all want me to be.
Wait, y'all gotta chill because y'all gonna make him go back. He's gonna start hating just because y'all.
When I try to be real, and when there's something good, and you know that's supportive of the Roll Tide Roll fan base, then you're like, well, you know, you're so too nice. Which one of you want the old school, you know, Pastor Payne, or you want the new school? Which one would you prefer, Tommy? Two-time Tommy. Which one would you prefer?
Truthfully, I like the guy who tells it like it is. You get to work on me, we're going to have a talk, and I'm going to be holding a 2x4 up my hand. I'm going to knock you back to your old ways. I mean, good grief. This work is scaring me.
I do tell it like it is. I mean, I'm going to always tell it like it is. I just told you that.
I mean, I like it. I mean, I was worried.
I'm not going to mention that to the coach. I mean, he knows that. He alluded to that himself. I don't have to remind him of that. He knows that. He listens to the show. He knows he said, you football guys. We know the game. You know, so I mean, you know, but when I'm talking to you all, when y'all start chapsticking and all this pie in the sky, and you know, we're gonna be 12-0, and we're going to wait a minute. I'm like, slow your roll, because y'all just saying it without doing your homework. That's all so I had to get on you. I had to give you a tube of it. I have to give you the Puff Daddy version of chapstick.
Whoa. No, sir. No.
Oh, slow down there.
Too much dip on your chip, brother. Way too much dip on your chip.
Listen, man, I'm crusty. I'm ashy black. and sometimes lotion just not good. So you got to get some. We use Vaseline. Do you know what Vaseline is? So all baby oil is.
Hold on. I forgot, guys. I can cut his mic. Lord, thank you, Jesus, for that ability. Because let me stop him for he gets way too far ahead of himself and says some stuff. Tommy, go ahead, please, sir. Continue, please.
I don't know. After the Vaseline, I just lost all train of thought. I'm like, oh my God.
Who made that comment? Go ahead, Tommy.
I mean, this is like P. Diddy trial release.
Whoa,
oh my Lord.
Guys, see, we're off the rails, guys. Tommy, hold on, Tommy. Tommy, hold on. How you know about that, Tommy? What do you know about that, Peter?
I watch the news. I'm an informed person. I'm an informed caller. All right.
Tommy,
I watch
what you watching that P. Diddy trial, Tommy?
Well, I mean, I have seen 4,000 Perry Mason episodes, and I know Warren Burger is going to lose to Perry Mason every time. So therefore, I don't need to watch it no more, do I?
Oh my goodness!
Do you lose Jergens lotion, or do you use baby oil? Jergens or baby
you don't know
oil?
who Perry Mason is.
That's besides the point.
Do you know who Perry Mason is?
That's besides the point. I'm just in shock that Tommy, two-time Tommy from Romulus, Alabama, Tommy. With all due respect, I mean, I know you love radio. I didn't know you'd be keeping up with the P. Diddy trial. You just earned some points with me, Tommy. You might be a little more cultured than I thought.
Did he get out of jail on bail? Did he make bail, Tommy?
No, they denied his bail, and he's waiting to be set. Well, what are we talking about, guys? We gotta go. Hold on. We got a minute left.
Let's go back to football real quick. All right.
Okay,
the defensive line got to help.
Go ahead, Tommy.
The defensive line got to help the secondary. We got to get back, and we got to put pressure. We haven't been doing it the last 2-3 years. That's correct. I agree with you 100%, Corey. That running back they got transferred from Take It Law Tech, we haven't been able to break tackles the last 2-3 years late in the game. I think he can do that. And I'm going to say something mean now. Proctor got to get the lead out of his backside. I'm tired of him about how great his potential is. He got to deliver. We'll be fine. And the main thing is stay away from injuries. And that's for every football team. And they can stay away from injury mode. And we talked about Archman and our quarterback. If they go down, both programs are in trouble this year. So, that's about it. Get back on a positive footing.
Give him some baby oil.
Lube.
Okay, bruh.
You got to lube up, Tommy. Tommy, I got to ask you this question because, listen, would you use Jergens lotion or baby oil, Puff Daddy baby oil? Which one would you prefer?
I use Dr.
Guys, I gotta stop this,
baby. Not my mother, okay? Dr. shampoo, everything. Same old. Right twisted by my mother. Right. Thank you very much.
You know what? What do they do on that? They just canceled. It's called Around the Horn. Don't they cut mics? So I'm going Around the Horn, cut his mic. We cut his mic. So Pastor Penny's done for today. And Tommy, we appreciate your takes. You can go ahead and cut his mic. Tommy, we appreciate you, brother.
Got you.
All right, man. Y'all have a great day. Talk to you later.
You too. That being said, now I'm the only person talking because I got to get us out of this mess. This has been a very, very, very interesting day right here on the Miller's Edge. Great talking Tuesday. We talked with Kalen DeBoer. A lot of football. Then we finished on some baby oil talk somehow, one way or another. Don't know, but we're going to get out of here. Make room for T-Town Sports Daily. Tomorrow we do it all over again. 11 a.m. Central Time, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. This has been the Miller's Edge. Presented by the Good Feet Store, America's Art Sport Experts. See you guys tomorrow.
You've been listening to the Miller's Edge, tackling sports daily.
All right, guys. So we're about to close the stream out. So we're off the radio now. But appreciate everybody that came and visited with us. Listen to the interview, listen to the show, all that good stuff. If you haven't, again, if you're just stumbling upon us, subscribe, like the video, all that good stuff. We do this every day, Monday through Friday. Go ahead. I unmuted you. Go ahead. You're good.
No, I was going to say that I saw something with Bama Standard on here. So answer them. I think I asked you a question about Tuesday or something, doing a live. So make sure.
If we're free next Tuesday, I mean, I should be good to go. I mean, it's really you're the one with the schedule.
Next Tuesday, next Tuesday. Oh,
So, yeah.
Lord. Dr.
Next Tuesday, we'll
LSU,
on there, probably.
who isn't worth 2 dead flies. Dr. Crystal just beat down LSU, and she's right there in Baton Rouge. Wow.
I mean, they do have some question marks on the offensive line, but look at Ellis in here. Roll Tide, Ellis. But anyway, that being said, we're about to get out of here. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Again, we'll do it again tomorrow. But we will have some more guests coming on here very soon, so be on the lookout for that. We, former players, coaches, all that stuff. Is what we like to do here on the Miller's Edge. So stay tuned for that. That being said, appreciate everybody. Like, comment, subscribe, all that.
Have a baby all day, everybody. God bless y'all. Baby all day.
On that. We'll see you guys.